Hey everybody, quick question for you. Where is your mindset right now? When it comes to your business, where are you and where do you default your mindset? Is it positive or is it negative? Because that's usually the difference between success and failure. Is the companies who have a positive mindset are always succeeding. They always see opportunities versus the negative companies that all they see is problems. A good example of that is actually my parents. My dad was always on the negative side. So let me give you an example. So if I just won the lottery, my dad would sit down for the next 2 hours and talk about all of the taxes I was going to pay, all of the problems I was going to have, the people that might sue me, all of those kind of things. Because we've talked about this before. We've talked about, hey, what would you do if you won the lottery? And he never goes down the rabbit hole of all the fun things he would do. He would say, well, first you're going to have to deal with the taxes. And first you're going to have to deal with it. And then you're going to have to deal with and all the negative stuff. Where my mom on the other side was the positive person. She was the person that, let's say I became a drug dealer, my mom would be like, oh, well, he's just studying to be a doctor. You know, that would be my mom. She'd be like, oh, I know there's something positive in it, you know, and that's how their mindsets were very, very different. And my mom was always like that. There was always some rainbow at the end of the clouds, or some pot of gold, that sort. There was always something to chase. And my dad was always like, this is never going to work out. I remember the first time I bought a house, it was about $140,000. I was 22 years old. My dad cried. He was like, this is the worst mistake you've made up until this point in your life. And I'm like, well, I've been married and divorced. I'd say that's the worst mistake. But anyway, he was like, this is the worst mistake you could make. Do you understand how much this is going to cost you? And all these things. Long story short, I sold that house two years later and made almost $50,000 profit on that house. And he was like, that's the best decision you ever made, right? So when you go into things with a teaming partner, when you're looking at a contract, when you're chasing a different market opportunity, when you're hiring employees, where is your mindset? Your mindset determines how you go into the thing, how you approach the thing, the actions you take, which ultimately determine your outcome. So you can approach it from a negative mindset, or you can approach it from a positive mindset. And again, when I look at business owners who are just tearing it up, the ones that are winning are the ones that approach everything with a positive mindset. They're realistic. They're more realistic than my mom was in that one example I gave. They're realistic, but they're positive. We can make this work. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to be focused on how you can make it work and not all of the negative things that could and might happen that probably never will. So if you have challenges with this, as always, you know how to reach me. I'll see you next time.